We are recording, and I have bunny ears.
Oh, you do. That's adorable.
I
Is
do.
that a
I'm wearing a
onesie
onesie
as
'cause
well
it's
as?
getting
Yeah.
cold.
Okay.
It is a onesie.
This looks like the kind of
Of
onesie that
course.
might have the little button flap at the back.
It does. It
From
does.
a,
Well, there's
I
no
wish I
button
didn't
flap.
ask
There's
then.
just a flap. There's
No
just a
button.
flap.
It's always open.
No button.
Easy
Just
breezy.
always open. My butt's out there.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
All right. Are you where the wild things are? Is that what this is?
Actually, I think it might be where the wild
The
things
night
are.
Max
Onesie.
wore his wolf costume and made mischief of
just
one
got it-
kind and another.
I don't actually know that story. I just got this
Oh, that's
from
one of my
Peter Alexander 'cause it was
favorite
on
kids'
sale.
books. It's so beautifully written.
He just goes off and has fun with monsters.
Well, he doesn't really. Yeah, his mum tells him off for being dressed like you, and he won't come down for dinner.
What are you dressing like Luke for?
You're dressed like a 45-year-old hipster, and then
I prefer to think of myself as being punk, not a hipster.
okay, yeah, that's fair.
I put
Noted.
Yeah, and then his room slowly turns into the woods, and his bed turns into a boat, and he sails off across the ocean, and the wild things make him their king, and then he smells his dinner, and he's like,
Oh.
I might go home.
You're not going to hang around where you're king?
No, he wants his dinner.
Silly story.
What was for
But
dinner?
can I go back to the whole hipster thing?
Sure.
I have been thinking about it, and I do want to say I think I'm more punk than hipster because I think hipsters care about their look. I don't.
You care in a different way.
Yeah.
You
Everyone
care-
who
you care
says they
about
don't care
looking-
about their look but has a very distinct look raises questions for me.
I just buy stuff that's on sale that's colourful.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
never
the
buy
colourful
something that's
bit.
full price.
It's
Never
true.
pay
I have
full
been
price
shopping
unless
with
it's
you.
beer.
What's wrong with colour?
Full price.
I like how
full
you covered up your beer label because we don't want to accidentally imply that we're sponsored by any particular. Oh, it's VB. Okay,
just
never
says
mind.
bitter, and that refers to Luke's life right now, not his choice of beer. He is
I've
just
also got
bitter.
my South Sydney
Yep.
stubby holder.
Is it
Yeah, yeah.
South Sydney 25? 25?
I'm
They're
a
older than
member.
25, surely.
No, it's year 2025, and I'm a member for 2025. So every year that you're a member, they send
feel
out
like a
merch to
fucking
say,
idiot
yeah,
now.
you're a member in this year.
Oh, okay.
I'm
yeah.
a-
And
I'm
this
a
year
s-
their merch was a
I'm a
tiny
Swans
little
member, and-
jersey to put on your bottle. That's nice.
Well, it actually works out well because it fits on
It
everything.
fits on a long
This
neck.
is a long neck.
Because they know their
Yes.
demographic.
Dan, it fits on everything.
everything.
I'm a Swans member, and they used to have an international thing where you could tick and say I'm international, and they would still send you stuff like that or like key rings or whatever. I've got a key ring that I've got, and they stopped doing it. They said the international people
Oh.
don't get the merch anymore.
Move back to
Well,
Sydney
why would I
if you
be a
like the
member?
Swans.
Well, it's actually I have to do the math again, but I'm pretty sure it's cheaper to be a member because you get access to the Watch AFL app.
Oh.
So
Okay, yeah.
I think it was cheaper to do that, and then,
Yes.
and plus you support the team, and you get to watch it
Because I
it's
have-
really hard to watch AFL here
When I have,
because
when
no
I
one
have,
gives a shit.
Yeah, when I have,
It's hard to
trouble,
watch
I've
here
looked
too
at sort of-
because I hate it. I think it's a really
don't
boring
understand it.
sport, so it's very hard to watch. Yeah,
but NRL, I understand. And when I've travelled,
Yeah.
I've looked to get in like a travelling, like to watch it, be able to watch the game, and it's stupidly expensive.
Yeah. I think
It's ridiculously expensive to be able to stream it.
it's a couple $100
Yeah.
a year to watch. Yeah, basically.
Well, it is to sort of watch it here as well, except because they bundle it all in with KO, which gives you
Right.
access to everything.
I could do that
but-
stuff, I suppose.
while we're
everyone-
on multiple
people are
sports,
like, oh, you
no, I was just going to say, I think we've got a lag, Matt.
Maybe.
It's probably me.
Oh, it could be.
Probably is you actually.
Well,
you
just
go.
raise your hand when you want to speak.
2
I
or
was just gonna
3
say-
seconds ahead of time so that we know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't recall what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With
I've ruined
sports.
it.
Multiple sports
It obviously
gasm.
wasn't that interesting.
AFL.
Yes. No, it can't be that
Keyring.
It's
interesting.
gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Apps.
Keyring.
KO.
Oh yeah, people say you can watch AFL on ESPN here, but not. You don't get to choose what matches you watch, just the ones they feel like playing. So I feel like that's not an option. That's what I was going to say.
That's fair.
Yep.
I'm a graphic designer, and at work we're designing something sports related. And the person who was
Very
briefing me in
graphic.
said, "Are you into sports?" And they said it just like that. And I said, "I'm into some sports." And they went, "You just don't look like a outdoorsy type person." And I'm like, "I don't think that's a compliment. What are you saying?"
I've been outside.
But
Pale and
here's the
nerdy.
thing: you don't watch the game.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
can
saying I
watch the game
play the
indoors.
sports. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah,
I watched the game.
yeah.
Very different.
Yeah. Been watching the Formula One, Dan?
Oh yes, I'm not going to miss Monaco. It's my favorite track. Everyone crashes.
Yeah, and no one overtakes.
Wasn't there a
Yeah.
big crash in the Formula 2 just recently?
Oh, I don't know. I don't follow Formula 2.
There was a big crash. Was it Formula 2 or was it IndyCar? I can't remember. Oh,
Just on the first corner, there was like 12 cars just
okay.
took each other out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see. I saw there was a big IndyCar crash.
Oh, and there was
some
at least
road.
one car who crashed on the first corner of Monaco.
Okay. Was there?
I don't know. I don't follow that game. I played a game. I don't follow this driving because it looks boring unless they crash.
It can be.
They've got a
Depends.
good app. They've got a good app where you can switch between the
F1 app,
cameras
yeah.
and you can listen to the onboard comment. You know, what do they call it? Just
They've got
the talking
team radio. They
team radio.
They had a really good. I only noticed it for Monaco. Maybe they have it all the time. They've got a really great drone shot, like up, down on the track now on F1 TV that you can switch to, and it's like when you're playing like Motorsport Manager or like one of those top-down racing games,
Wacky
it's just
races.
like a view down the track. Yeah, I mean you can't see any detail or anything, but I was just like, oh, that's cool that you can just get this big shot, and especially at Monaco. Like this beautiful location.
Yeah.
So just this top down.
That's
shot
why
of it,
Monaco,
just, like, really
because
That's where
it's
it's got, like,
a
the-
fucking ridiculous track. Like it's ridiculous.
it's got,
like-
You can't do anything.
Isn't that the
on
one
it,
that's
but
got,
it's
like, the-
so beautiful?
$1 billion yachts,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
right
yeah.
next to it and stuff.
Yes.
And-
The
Yeah,
location
the roads that were
is
built in
gorgeous.
the 1850s, like it's just lovely. That's why Singapore's beautiful too, because it's another street race, so you just get all the
Yes.
scenery.
Yeah, Singapore.
But
is
Singapore's
awesome.
at night.
Yeah.
I know that Australia got sick of in Brisbane. They got sick of the street races.
Yeah. Yeah. they're at
Yeah,
Melbourne
they got a
now.
bit over it and started yelling at people, like setting up the courses and stuff. And so that's why it's not in Brisbane anymore.
Man, Singapore wait all year for it. They've got that grandstand doesn't get used for anything else other than the F1.
Well, I think
Like-
they're a bit more planned
Like
for it.
Vegas
With
as well.
Brisbane, they shut down the city, which isn't the greatest thing, and it's very hard to get around.
Mate,
so
they shut down Singapore, and the city is the island. It's like one country, one city. Like
Yeah,
you
but
can't
everyone can
drive
see it.
anywhere on that night. Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, you can see it from wherever you live.
yes, but with people who travel to the city to go to work in Brisbane, they sort of get the shits because I just want to go to
Yeah,
work.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I've been to
And-
Brisbane after it was on, and it was, or even that was like inconvenient because there was
Yeah.
just barricades everywhere. But
Yeah, so I can understand why they get upset.
at least I think I have. I'm assuming that's what it was when I was there. When did the last Brisbane F1 race come? I mean, we don't have to do this on the podcast. I can look this
I
up.
think
later.
it's because it's moved to Melbourne now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's at Albert Park.
Yeah.
Brisbane.
One.
Time is F1 quality in Brisbane. No, obviously it's not now.
Why is it saying the?
Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, here we go. Adelaide, Melbourne, 1996 to 2019, 2008. Okay, I must be thinking of something else.
No,
In
you
fact,
could have
I
been there
don't know
between
that-
1996 and 2019.
No, that's Melbourne.
Ah,
Yeah, actually,
What am I thinking
F1
of then?
apparently was not in Brisbane. No, there was something because Jenna
Yeah.
and I were both there. And
I
there was
remember there being
barricades up and
races in
stuff.
Brisbane.
Yeah, there's
Maybe it was just
something
the V8s or something.
on. Yeah.
I'd watch that. I'd watch
Anyway.
a street race.
they're more likely to crash.
What have we been doing this week? Have we got anything? Anyone seen anything? Played anything good?
I've actually started playing Doom: The Dark Ages.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna ask if anyone started playing that because it's on Game Pass.
Game Pass. And it's different and also fun. So I just finished a level where I'm flying on top of this dragon that flies around and shoots stuff. And I was in a big mechanoid thing a couple of levels before.
All right.
They've added some extra stuff that just makes it interesting.
Like
yeah,
dragons.
all right. Yeah,
dragons.
yeah. I mean, I'm not interested. I must admit, I'm not interested.
Yeah, no, I just started saying, I got like about 4 or 5 levels in. I went, this is fun. So I think I might stick with that. But I do need to go back to
2016
Minecraft.
2016 Doom was awesome.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal, I lost interest in a little bit halfway through, and I never went back to it just because it was more of the same, which is fine. But I 100%ed Doom 2016. That's how much I liked it.
Did
and
you?
I think maybe
Wow.
I went back, got all collectibles and everything like that, and I think I wore myself out of Doom.
Because it's a bit hard, especially if you're playing
You
them
earned
too
it.
close
You earned.
together.
Yeah.
They get a bit samey
Yeah.
if you're too close together. You
Yeah.
need a break to...
All games do. It's like when I tried to play all the Tomb Raiders back to back. By the time I got to the third one, I was like, oof, I've played this, haven't I?
But if you leave it those years apart, but they're actually quite good, and you're actually enjoying it again, because, oh, yes, I remember this, and then...
Or they need to change it up a bit, like putting in a dragon.
Yes. So I'm interested in the story, because it's not the Dark Age which I was thinking, which was like on Earth or anything. Nothing to do with Earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, as we all know, there
But
were
it is a
dragons
bit
back then.
Earth's
but
Dark Ages-y, right? It's a little bit like that. He's
There
got
are
like a
guns.
horned helmet on the yeah, sure. But there's swords as well, right?
There's lots of guns.
Okay.
There's armies of
Still
guns.
mostly guns, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
no swords?
Not that I've seen. You've just got your
no
melee and
daikatana?
your shield. No. No one wants
Copyright.
daikatana.
It's a copyright.
Surely it's copyright for id, though, right?
No.
Was that not
Iron
No,
Storm.
that's...
Oh,
No, I don't think it was. That was... What's his name branching out, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The
Iron
Romero
Storm.
branching
It was
out. Yeah,
Romero's company.
Yeah.
Okay.
And working out that he needs someone else to
He needs
work with him
McCormick.
to make a good
Yeah.
game. Yeah. But I'm interested. There's something in here I just saw, which I'm very excited about. There's a sequel that's been announced.
To which one are you?
I'm
okay.
talking about Cyberpunk.
I was going to say there's 2 sequels announced. In
So
this
you've seen
spreadsheet, but,
Sinners and you already want more?
I was going to say. All right.
It's on the torrents now, by the way.
I'm aware.
Okay, sure.
Wink, wink. Cyberpunk 2 is officially in development. It was in pre-production and it has now entered development phase, which means it's on its way. And I'm assuming Luke's annoyed about that because he doesn't want us to know when these things happen.
'cause
He
it'll
just
be
wants to
5 years from now.
surprised. Correct. He just wants
it's-
to know
Yeah.
that the game
So
is...
it might release around late 2030 or early 2031.
I mean, that
care.
sounds
It's
cyberpunk
6
to
years
me
away.
anyway.
Cyberpunk
It's getting
2031.
there, isn't it?
Mate, I mean, when I look, every time I look at an Apple Watch, I think to myself, no, that's the fucking future. Like when I was a kid in the 80s, I thought watches with fucking shit on them like that is the future.
I used to
But when
pretend I
you
had
thought
one.
about it, they were chunky. Not the small ones we've got.
Well, Casio
You need to
did
get to
a
the point-
television watch in the early 90s that I was like, well, fucking, that's the height of technology.
We need to wait till we get to hologram technology, so when you look at your watch, it sort of comes up quite big, and you
That
can read
stuff
it
is
without-
going to 1,000% be too annoying.
Yes.
Because whenever they try and do
yeah.
that stuff, it turns out, no, that we don't want that. It's shit. So
That's right, because it's like, I don't want anyone looking at my screen at the best of times. I don't want it projected
right.
into 3D space.
yes.
Like when you're worried about opening Instagram or Twitter in public, like what is going to pop up first?
Why are you talking to that ugly bitch?
Your
But, like,
recommendations are disgusting.
6 years away. Like, I was like, Death Stranding 2, that's the perfect announcements thing. Like,
'cause it's-
hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what?
6 months
We're already
coming out.
testing it. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's loving it. Perfect.
Yes.
Not
No, this is
the-
well ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
well ahead of when they should have announced it in Luke's mind.
Yeah.
But so it's in development.
Keanu
good news, but
attached? We don't know.
I don't think so. I'd be surprised. Yeah, I would hope not, to be honest. Like, make it about some other story.
You've got the whole
character.
city and world.
Did I tell you I read his book?
Oh, you mentioned it.
Keanu's?
It's here in China Melville, right?
Him and China Miéville wrote a book. It's based on the character that Keanu also created for his comic book series, The Berserker. It's very good. It's very good. Took me a couple of goes to get into it, but then I read it all. It's basically like if Highlander had a more well thought out mythology.
Oh.
The first movie did.
I imagine
I'll
imagine the tone of the first one, but if you asked any questions of it, it had answers.
There were answers.
It didn't just go, let's just let them fight, yeah?
With a great
Don't worry about
soundtrack.
that. The book does not have a great soundtrack.
See, that's what's missing out on.
Pages turning.
It did in my head, though. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
All
all
books
right,
have
all right.
pretty much the same soundtrack when I read them. Just music I like, I guess.
Other CD Projekt news. Witcher 3, game probably most people are familiar with at this point, got a cheeky little patch recently, or on its way, to let you use mods on consoles, which I thought was a nice thing of them to enable.
Now, I've never
First
looked
mod
at
will
the
be
PC
making them
version of
naked.
this. What kind of mods are out there? I mean, there's cosmetic mods. Is it like the
Well,
tits mods?
You say
There'll
that,
be
Luke,
the
but
tits
they're already
mods.
naked, so you know.
Yeah, but you'll
Right
be
from
able to
the
see
start,
Siri
too.
naked.
Yeah, they're all.
Siri with
Is
big
it Siri
breasts.
the little kid?
No,
She's not a
she's
little
an
kid,
adult.
no. She's an adult. Yeah,
Witcher 3?
she is the only. Actually, yeah,
Yes.
Witcher 3.
Yeah, she's an adult.
This is a scene where you're training her and she's jumping on the thing. I mean, I haven't
Yeah,
played
Yeah,
it.
I'm not talking about
flashback.
the
It's a
flashback.
Oh, sure, okay. I'll be honest, I haven't played a whole lot past there.
I mean, if we're going by that logic, all women are little kids at one point or another. So
But you don't see them. You're like, you can understand why if I've only played half the game, I'm going like,
But
really?
you can
Her?
you can see a photo of them. I've seen photos of my wife when she was a kid. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Dan?
Hey,
Wait,
there's
what-
one or two
where are we,
Raiders
why
where
are we
you
going
start
there?
off-
Why are we talking about this?
Let's not talk about
I think I've
kids.
inadvertently said something that sounded weirder than I intended it to, if that's what you think I meant.
My point was, and actually, I was going to follow up because when you mentioned Siri, so Siri is an adult in Witcher 3 most of the
Yes.
time. There is a flashback where you see her being trained, but she is an adult in most of the game. And when you play as her, she's an adult. But she's actually the only female character, I think, only female main character that you don't see naked. And in fact, there's a bit where she goes to a bathhouse and everyone else is naked, but she's got a little wrap on. And it was notable. I'm saying I didn't, not that I gave a shit, but people
but it
did
sounds
give a
like you
shit.
did
'Cause they're
give a
like,
shit,
why can't I see her
Said
tits?
tonight.
No.
And the
People were
mods
like, why
fix
don't we get to
this.
see her tits?
Well,
And,
you can now,
yeah,
because now there's mods.
because now there's mods, and it's because she's like his adopted daughter, even though she's an adult. They didn't want to sexualize her.
So they just put her in a tiny wrap.
Yes. Yeah.
So everyone else can just think about it.
Anyway, mods. There'll almost certainly be tits, but there's also a ton of other stuff like add more monsters, add more gameplay.
There are some
types,
people
all
out there
sorts of
that
stuff.
make amazing mods that actually
new content,
make great
presumably.
stories. Yeah.
And even just
I don't
like one of the
understand.
times I played through Skyrim, one of the like 5 times was when they allowed mods on Xbox, and I just put on all the cosmetic mods, and it just made it feel like the game wasn't 10 years old. You know, just
Oh, again,
Well, that's what I love when when the Elder Scroll games come out. Like there were people who just go, "Here's a mod to make it look better," and they have that out
to be
in
clear.
days.
I said I didn't want it to be 10 years old, Matt. That's where we differ.
So, a Minecraft server. We need to follow up on that. I've been asked some questions about it. I've sent invites to everybody who expressed interest. Not everybody. I guess I don't know where they go. Yeah, I don't know where they go. And I know even you guys at first didn't realize that I had done that. So just to notify, if you expressed an interest, if you're a patron and you expressed an interest in joining a Minecraft server, I'm pretty sure I sent an invite to all of you.
So
let me know.
Actually, it's not intuitive where the invite is. So just look around your screen until you see a little alert. It might not be where you think it is.
On the Xbox or on
the Xbox?
Where did you get them? Okay.
Yeah, because I went to
Just
Realms,
go to Realms
first and couldn't see it there, right?
Okay.
I had to go back to the home screen and look at messages, and in messages was the invite.
Okay. All right.
This is for children. Why are we having so much trouble with it?
Oh, again.
Well, to be honest, I mean, it took me 2 seconds to find.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing about Minecraft that I love is going in and finding things different to the last time that you went there. You know, like the time that I worked out that, you know, Matt, you'd found that little beach across the harbour and you'd built a little jetty there, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go check out what's over there now. And, you know, I'd found that huge, enormous, intimidating strip mine that Luke had done. It pretty much just devastated the landscape and made us have to build new houses elsewhere because of all the cave.
And I found nothing.
But I went in the
There's
other
a lesson
day and
to be learned about, you know,
about
how
the
we treat
environment. Yeah. It's called Fern Gully. Avatar. I went in yesterday and I saw a little tree house, and I was like, "Oh, whose cheeky little tree house is this?" It had an orange welcome mat, and I'm like, "Which one of you guys has built this?"
Well, I think I know who it is. Yeah, I think I know who it is, but I don't want to say because, you know.
Yes, well, I confirmed who it was today.
Okay. All right, cool.
And he's in there building. He's building different to how I build, which is exactly how I like people in Minecraft to be. Just, you know, everyone plays a bit different, so you're like, oh,
mix it up,
cool. Mate.
Yeah.
I've still built nothing.
Except a strip mine. You've built a
whole strip mine.
You've done the opposite of build. You've devastated a lot of the landscape.
He just does the mining bit.
Yeah. It's all I care about.
If you wanted
something
something to do, okay, Luke, if you want something to do, go across the harbour to where Matt built that jetty, where I now have a house and listener Grant now has a house. Go round to the other side, and there is a volcano, this huge mountain with just lava pouring out of it.
You want to level it?
I know there's something in there. Yeah. I want you to find out what's hiding inside there.
I will level the volcano for you.
Yeah. Great.
Actually, that's actually... I really want to do that. That just seems so relaxing to me, just to destroy a mountain.
Have we?
Because the problem about that is...
Yes.
The problem about that is I'm not going to get anything good from it, because everything good is underground. So it's just going to take me a lot of time just to level the volcano for no real gain.
You can see on the outside of it that there are things like coal and copper and stuff, which is, and I know it's not that useful, but I don't know where you see those things. Yeah, I don't even know what you can build with copper. Why can't I make copper tools?
I am not
too soft
mining any more copper. I do not care about copper. We have chests full of copper.
Yeah, put a bit of tin in it, right? You got bronze. That's
there's a whole age based on that.
Yeah, exactly. Technically,
we've got
there
no
is
tin
a
in the
copper age
game.
as well.
Right.
No? You got to have tin in the game.
Well, there is.
Is that the name of this podcast?
Not adding mods. We are not adding any mods.
I think it is.
Is there any mods? I don't get achievements, and I'll stop
No, there's
playing.
no mods. No. We are vanilla.
Is there settings? Because I have a feeling we've got monsters ramped up to 11. I don't ever remember there being this many monsters. And
I'll check.
They don't. There's just hundreds of them hanging around in the daytime around my house. I'm like, what? No one else that I watch on YouTube has all this fucking problem with the monsters.
You have to get rid of the trees.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
Because they're hanging out under the trees in the shade. That's why they're alive longer.
Right.
Oh.
Maybe. Okay.
So do you want me to mine
I'll check that.
Okay,
we
so the
can
guy
all
who
the
strip
forest
mines
as
is also
well.
like logging. Just fucking log that place.
Yeah. I'll
You're
check.
logging
Maybe
next
there's a
time. There'll be
setting.
no trees, no volcano, all gone.
No monsters. I mean, I can turn monsters off.
No,
Don't turn them off.
cannot.
But yeah,
All right.
I would
I'll
like
check.
one.
I'll see if
or
I
two
can
less.
dial them back a bit.
But yeah, it was really fun to
Alright.
walk in there and see new builds. So yeah, listeners, if you have requested, have a look. Get in there if you can. I've got stuff. Help yourself to anything I've found. If I've got it in a box,
Yeah,
it
do
means
it.
I'm probably not using it. Like, just grab it. It's fine. Build
Yeah.
yourself something.
And if you need to get on and you can't, send us a message on Patreon because that's yeah. And if you're a listener and you're like, how do I get into this? Go to patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm. Join the Patreon, but Patreon at any level, and we'll let you in.
We'll let you in. And you have full reign. There's none of this. You can't build or destroy anything. You can come in and just destroy everyone's houses if you want.
No,
Hang
don't
on.
do
Please
that.
don't.
Hang on,
Don't
a minute.
do
Hang
that.
on a minute.
It's like they
Luke's
can.
house.
I'm not
Oh wait,
saying
he
they
hasn't got
should.
one.
Oh, I tell you what.
Oh
I
yeah,
did
there's
the
no
other day, though.
restrictions.
The other day, I accidentally flooded my own house, and fuck, that was a pain in the ass. And the reason I did it was because I dug a moat around my house, right?
That's a shitty moat.
And I was
by
going to
the
fill
way.
with water. Yeah, but it works. It does work. I was going to fill it with water, so I got a bucket, went outside to the beach, filled the bucket with water, and then I came in, and then I went to click on my front door. But the action button for the door is the same as the action button for the bucket.
For the
And
bucket.
if you are off by a pixel, then what you're doing is just pouring that bucket into your house, and the water defies gravity. It just fills your house as like, well, this house is just full of water now until you do something about it.
This is now a fish tank.
Yeah, enjoy your life as a fish.
Yes, well, very good, very fun. I'm not been on as much as I would like to. I'm still. We mentioned I'm in jury duty. I'm still in jury duty. That's happening.
So
still.
still,
I watched
so
the rest of that show.
Very jealous. Oh,
Fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievably hilarious.
Yeah,
the Mormon sex scene.
shaking the
Yeah.
bed.
Very funny. Yeah. Very, very funny.
And then in the last episode where they tell him, where they're like, here is a video of me shaking their bed.
Yes. I love when they go through all the stuff that he did, like, because how he's such a good guy, which is true. He does seem like a good guy. Because they give him every opportunity to just be a prick, and he always
never takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like on camera just being a good guy. And then the judge is like, you even took the blame for Marsden's shit. That fucking huge turd they planted in the toilet, and he took the blame for it. So funny.
But even I just love, like, there's the weird guy who's meant to be like weird, and he just became friends with him.
That's
Yeah.
Like, just
Just genuine good friends. Yeah.
They cut this out of the show, I guess, because it was a little too intense. But where they have the birthday party for the guy and then they find out his wife has left him and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, James Marsden shows up and he thinks it's a pity party because he didn't get the movie role, and he like flips the cake over, and they actually have to calm Ronald down, and he's like, "Tell him, I don't fucking want him here. He's a prick. We don't want him here." And then they're like, and the producers are like, "We've gone too far. He hates him. Like,
Yeah.
what do we do?" And then they showed that they had James Marsden come back with a replacement cake. It's not in the show because it wasn't part of what they were trying to do. But they were like, we went too far. We need to
Wind it
get
back.
some like goodwill back. Yeah,
That's right.
it's really interesting.
So good.
which I can see why they would think that funny, but that's only funny if everyone's in on it. If you're just like, we're having this party for someone, this guy just walks in, makes it about him, and destroys
because he throws
it.
the cake.
That's
He was improvising and he threw. Whether he was supposed to or not, and then Ronald was like, "Fuck that guy." And they were like, "Oh fuck, shit, we need him to like him."
Yeah. Slight deviation just on while we're on reality TV news. Last week we talked about Virgin Island and how the hosts are there kissing, touching, fondling the contestants. And the question you asked me that I couldn't answer last week is, do they actually fuck them? Yes, I can confirm they actually fuck them.
So they hired prostitutes to come in.
They're sex therapists, but they're just very hands-on.
See, I don't know.
Yeah.
If
Vagina
they're being paid
on.
to have, you're being paid to have sex. There's nothing wrong with that. But
But that's what you are. Get your business cards printed. You're a prostitute.
But was it still the same that the guys were let's go and the girls were why are you here?
Yeah, correct. And in fact, there's at least one instance where the sex therapist / prostitute didn't want to have sex with the person, and they were like trying to get their confidence up. He's like, I got my confidence now, I want to fuck you. And she's like, I think we're going to end the session here. But then in another scene, a different character with that same sex therapist / prostitute was, slowly coaxed into making sweet and beautiful love to her.
I don't like this show.
Live on television.
No, it's very strange. I see this article.
It's so uncomfortable.
So, looking at this article, one of the contestants lost his virginity to one of the therapists. Mm-hmm. And then he says, the article says, despite losing his virginity to Kat in the season's final episode, Dave's not been in contact with Kat since. Yeah, because she was paid to do that.
But
she doesn't. Right. She's not marrying him.
Yeah, that's right. But also, if you read the article, he even says, they told me straight after, by the way, you don't ever get to see her again. Like, she's not going to tell you her real name or her phone number.
Right.
This was just weird. A job to her.
Yeah.
And also a way to springboard into her career of being an influencer now.
Yeah. / prostitute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super weird.
Should we go into Body Blue now, or should I hold that for the after party?
You want to go into Body Blue?
You can. Anyone can.
I've got
that's some after party stuff right there.
It's after party.
Get in the line. There's actually literally a line. You don't want to know what it's for.
Definitely wait for the after party. I have an update on Body Blue that's going to blow your minds.
It's going to blow my mind. Right.
Plus some other things.
I don't want to know why you've got an update, but that's fine. How to get to the after party? Just go to patreon.com/multiple nerdgasm.
Yes.
Easy.
Can I talk about a book?
No.
And Dan, you've said here that I'm banned,
but
I want to talk about it.
Banned from talking about this book.
I've got an update.
Any book by Graham Hancock.
Okay, if banning worked, we'd never speak about Neil Gaiman again. So talk about your book.
There's a precedent where I'm allowed to. All right, I don't want to say too much about it. I just wanted to mention that I don't know why I did this, but I wanted to because I wanted to go back to the beginning and find out how did Graham Hancock become the man he is today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I've learned that he's always just been this man, because I started reading or listening to The Sign and the Seal, which is one of his earlier books, I believe, about the Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
And it begins like very compelling. Have you read it, Dan?
No, not this one.
Okay.
So
it's
he just
very
watched
compelling
Indiana
at the
Jones
beginning.
and wrote a book?
This came out in 1992, so I would say that's probably...
So, okay. Brief outline. Starts off very strong, very interesting, and then just drops off a fucking cliff as far as I'm concerned.
However, when the facts stop and the speculation comes in.
Basically.
That's what happens with the ones that I read about the pyramids and Atlantis.
The first couple of chapters are very interesting because he's not making shit up. It's just he's just him saying things. So he it's the 80s. He's in Ethiopia doing some journalism paid for by the government, taking photos, interviewing people for tourism type stuff for the Ethiopian government. He's just seen Raiders of the Lost Ark and loved it. And here's someone, I forget exactly how, someone says to him, well, we've got the Ark of the Covenant here. So,
yeah.
And he's like, what?
That is a real theory. And I don't mean an archaeological theory. I mean a theological theory.
Yeah, so he goes. So this is all very interesting. This is, as far as I can tell, true. He goes to this chapel in Aksum, is the city in Ethiopia, and he talks to the priest there, and the priest says, "Yeah, we've got it out the back." And he goes, and he says, "Can I see it?" And the priest is like, "Obviously not.
Yeah,
only I can see it." And we do bring it out for stuff, but we wrap it up to protect everybody from it.
This is like that movie Mystery Men, where Paul Rubens' character turns invisible, but only when nobody's looking.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, okay. So he talks to the guy, tells him this backstory, right? Which is that Ethiopians, I don't know all of them, but generally they believe the Queen of Sheba was Ethiopian, and they believe that she went to Israel and had it on with King Solomon, I think.
As you do.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
And they had a son, Malenke, I think. And that son stole the Ark of the Covenant, brought it back to Ethiopia, and it's been there ever since. That's what they think is true. And then he was like, oh,
yeah.
okay,
And
cool.
to be fair, that is a true, and I don't mean a true fact, but that is a true belief.
They
I
literally
know that
believe
from other
that.
sources. Yeah.
They genuinely
Only
believe that to
he
be the
can
case.
see it.
No. Not that only he can see it. He's allowed to see it. Sorry. I didn't mean to imply that it's invisible.
No. I meant that. But I'm saying, he can see it, but he's not allowed to let anyone else see it. But trust
correct.
me, it's there,
It's
bro.
too dangerous,
Trust me.
Luke. It's
Trust me,
too
bro.
dangerous, Luke.
But
there.
just
They
for
bring it
context,
out wrapped up in cloths.
in the old Israelite religion,
Yes.
only
it's
the
dangerous.
priest was allowed to see it anyway. It was in a place
Yeah.
called the Tabernacle, which in a place called, funnily enough, the Holy of Holies. Right. So that is consistent with the biblical account.
Yeah. It's too dangerous. They wrap it up to protect the congregation.
God
from
literally
it.
sits on it.
Yeah. And he'll. Have you seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, Luke?
Yeah.
That
You seen
documentary?
that documentary? Yeah.
Yeah, documentary.
Yeah.
You need to close your eyes and look away when it's opened.
Yeah. So then he goes, he's traveling around the country. He's like, well, obviously, that's probably not true, but whatever. Like, he's traveling around. He goes to another chapel, and then somehow, he's through a translator. The translator says to him, oh, he says they've got the Ark of the Covenant here. And he's like, the fuck? So then he learns.
Like the guy who's got it.
Yes. The tradition in Ethiopia, and again, this is true, as far as I can tell, is that all of the chapels in that particular church, I forget the specific denomination, they all have these replicas of it.
So no
that
one
they
knows
just
where
refer
it
to.
really is.
So, but they're just like stone tablets in a lot of cases that they call. They just refer. They refer to them as the Ark of the Covenant as well,
Right.
and they do the same thing. They bring them out for religious ceremonies and whatever, and they just treat them as if they are the original because they all believe that they have the original. Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's all very interesting." And I was like, "Okay, cool." But then he leaves Ethiopia. He's in France, and he sees at a cathedral in Chartres in France some carvings because there's a cafe called the Queen of Sheba Cafe. So he's like, oh, that's weird. And he goes in there and he says, why is it called that? And the guy says, oh, because there's a statue of her over there. He goes over and there's some carvings that he takes to be telling the story of the Ark of the Covenant leaving and going to Ethiopia. That's how he interprets them. And then he starts, but then there's also some where it's a stone and not the Ark. And he starts trying to, basically there's a whole chapter where he's trying to make the case that the Holy Grail and the Ark of the Covenant are the same thing, and that the German poet who wrote Parsifal and the French architect who built Chartres Cathedral both knew the story of the Ark being taken to Ethiopia, and they knew the location, and they encoded into a treasure map that incorporates the story of Parsifal, the cathedral in Chartres, and it's this whole thing. And I was like, "What are you trying to say?" Like,
He really
I got
likes
very
Indiana
confused.
Jones.
He's jumping around all over the place, and then he literally at one point says, "Like, the question I had to answer is, how did a German poet and a French architect both find out this information, and why did they both encode it in such a way that even I, in the 20th century with all my resources, was only able to find these connections because I'd been to Ethiopia and I was looking for them." And I was like, Graham, you're almost there.
Yeah, that's
You've
right.
almost figured out what's
you're
going on
answering
here.
your own question there, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I completely lost interest because it's just too much.
Well, here's what the New York Times wrote contemporaneously as their review, right? Tell me if you agree with this, Matt. I think you might. It's part travelogue, part adventure, part mystery thriller, but mostly it's a whacking big dose of amateur scholarship, alloyed with a fevered imagination, the kind of narratives that comes in handy when telling ghost stories around a campfire.
Yeah, like he's literally doing this bit where he's going through the story of Parsifal and the story of, the Solomon, Queen of Sheba story, and he's like, both stories, a man and a woman have sex and have a baby. Is that a coincidence? Yes. No, it's not a
Probably
coincidence.
is, yeah.
90% of fucking stories have that in them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
In
too,
fact,
it's too
there's
much.
only one story I can think of that someone has a baby without having sex.
Also in the Bible.
Like,
Yeah.
But you'll never guess who makes an appearance in the one of the chapters. Not only a certain European order of warrior monks.
Yes,
You'll never guess.
Yes, well,
You'll never
there
guess
you
who.
go. Fucking
The
hell.
Knights Templar. Of course they're in there. What were they looking for? Obviously.
Yeah, as far as I could tell, they were just ferrying gold back and forth from France to the Holy Land, but they've got
They were
quite a
excavating
reputation
the Temple
now.
of Solomon,
haven't
I think you'll find, Dan.
they? Yeah.
And what did they find? Well, they didn't find anything because it's in Ethiopia.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because
Went
I've
the
read
wrong
another book of scholarship called the Da Vinci Code, man. And so I know full well
That's what I kept thinking. Oh!
that the Holy Grail is actually a woman, not a cup.
The reason I said I thought it was.
How do you drink out of that?
That's right. It's the descendant of Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, from Holy
Bloodline.
Blood, Holy Grail.
Yes.
Yeah.
I read that.
I read that
when
too.
I was younger.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Look, I like the way Graham Hancock writes most of the time.
Oh, he's a good writer.
Like,
It's just
he's
this
a good
was just
storyteller,
too.
but
Which
once
is
it
why
starts
he's
getting
as
into
popular
his
as he is.
The links are just too tenuous for me. I can't. I know. I looked at the reviews and people are like, "Oh, it's very compelling." I'm like, "Is it?" It really lost me as soon as he started doing that because
You
I'm
have
just
to
like,
remember,
nah.
a lot of the world is stupid.
And the other thing I want to mention is that the reason I say he's always been this person is he literally, in the bit about the Templars, suggests, he posits that I'm not even going to bother trying to explain how he gets to this, but he thinks the Knights Templar, while they were digging up the temple, found ancient texts left by whoever taught the Egyptians to build the pyramids and taught them how to build the architectural wonders that they built. For example, Gothic architecture was first introduced around that era, and he thinks it's another sacred geometry thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, it's the same shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his obsessions are showing. He's an interesting guy. I think people give him way too much of a platform, but
Yeah.
he is interesting.
You talking about me?
I'm talking about you.
Yeah. Anyway, I've stopped for now. I got
Did you hear
overwhelmed
just
by
on
how
the
annoying
same
it was.
topic that was it Lex Friedman won't let Flint Dibble back on his show to I
know that he won't have him on. I know that he won't have him on.
Yeah, but Flint is being silenced by big not archaeology, big Graham Hancock believers.
I mean, Flint's got his own YouTube channel now.
He
He's doing
does,
all right.
yeah,
Hopefully hopefully he's doing all right.
I mean, he was
he's not well,
very
but-
sick, and
so hopefully he's all right.
he's only on half wages from the university grant that he gets.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yes.
I've just seen something in the chat, and I need to know who has started watching the Detectorists.
I have, and for some reason I thought this was new, and it's not new. It's
No,
it's like at least 6 or 7 years old.
that's what, because I've watched
It's
it. I didn't think
so
that you would like it.
Good. I love it. It's the best thing I've watched in ages. I'm glad you've watched it because I was going to recommend it to you. And Matt, I think you should watch this too. This is written, directed by, and starring Mackenzie Cook, otherwise known as Gareth from The Office. Right?
Oh, okay. all
And
right.
him and
It's
Toby
just
Jones.
such a nice show.
Oh man, it is just like all those English comedy shows that are very funny and then just incredibly moving as well.
And this one isn't like funny, like haha. It's like it's
But
funny,
there are
but in a
times
different
I've
way.
laughed out loud at it.
Yes,
Oh, I'm going out tonight with a girl. No. Oh, boy. No. Like it's just it is quite funny, you know.
yeah. No, it's just about a couple of guys who just are metal detectorists because they like to be called metal detectorists because metal detectors
okay.
are weird. That's a wrong term. And they just go out and it's just
they
a
take
story
it
of them
so
going out and just
seriously.
trying to find stuff. And it's
Oh, my
they got
ex-wife's
a
seen
medal
this new
that-
guy. Massive knob. Has he? No, I'm saying he is a massive knob. I don't know how big his knob is. It's fucking great. It's really a show about just male friendship, right? Like
Yes.
and just it's
like
I think
really,
this
making fun
podcast
of
is
each
about
other,
that,
not
really.
in a
Yeah,
mean
that's
way.
yeah.
Definitely recommend it.
So
All right.
good. It's so good. And
That
there's
reminds
only
me.
3 seasons of 6 episodes,
Yep.
like all the good shows, and they're not making
Yeah.
any more. He's like, no, that's the story. We're done.
I'm actually surprised they made a third because it could have ended after 2 seasons very easily.
I mean, it could easily have been a single season. Like the way that last episode in the first season ended too, I was like, oh wow, that's wrapped that up. There you go.
Yep. They wrapped it up after the end. And
the Simon and Garfunkel characters.
Yes.
Fucking hilarious. And I love that guy. The tall guy. I forget his name, but he's in so many other
bushy
British
hair.
things.
Like but he's not a main star. He's that actor that's always in a lot of stuff,
but he's always
the
antagonist too. They're in the Mighty Boosh. He's when they have the fake versions of them. He's the fake version. And there's also a movie called Bill, which is the guy from, the guy from Ghosts, the skinny guy with the big nose.
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
But he plays Shakespeare, and again, that guy plays his antagonist. Like he's just such a good little comedy villain.
Good, yeah. But no, Matt, I think you'll enjoy it.
I do too.
Sounds like I would. Yeah, I've got BritBox. It might be
tonally very similar to Afterlife, I think. Just in the dry humor, but then by the end of the episode, you're like, oh, I've actually been really moved.
Something to think about.
Yeah,
yeah.
It doesn't preach not like that one does, but it's
I've been watching an Australian comedy that I don't know if you guys have heard of. You probably have. Colin from Accounts. Have you seen that?
Yes.
No.
You see a boob in the first episode.
Oh. An Australian
That's
boob?
true. That's true. I forgot about that. Yes, you do.
Oh, it's because it's an adult, right? Matt, you weren't really paying that much attention.
Colin from Accounts. It's funny. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a binge original, apparently.
Oh,
but,
so it's basically...
It's filmed in the street behind where we lived in Newtown.
Is it now? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Filmed right near our old house in Newtown.
The story of a really sort of a weird couple getting together because he ran over a dog because he saw a boob.
Yep. He gets distracted because she flashes her boob and then he hits a dog. And then they take the dog to the vet and then they bond.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's actually also quite funny.
There's some episodes, comedy. It's very funny. There's some episodes that I didn't find funny. I found very uncomfortable. Like, just because it's, that awkward kind of, I don't know. Like, look, the episode where it's her birthday and all her friends. And I was just these people fucking suck. And I was like, it was making me anxious. I was like,
I don't know if that's because we're sort of his age and we're sort of experiencing what she's
younger
through.
And so it's kind of a lot of jokes about she's got young friends and and they're all
they're just the worst.
They're literally the fucking worst. Like, and I know it's intentional, it's played up, but I was just like, fuck these people.
It just hit home a bit more, I think, because of where his age.
So the two main characters are also the writers of this series. I'm just looking up now.
And I think they're a couple. I think they're married.
Oh, okay, sure, that's great.
But yeah, like that episode, it's like because he owns a bar and a brewery that.
Oh, that is the park.
And she basically just invites all of her friends over and goes, drinks are free, go crazy. And he's, this is costing me money, what he's doing. And they sort of wreck the place.
I did like at the end, he goes, by the way, I hope Ryan dies tonight.
I'll give this a go.
I was like, me too.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a good show. Speaking of good shows, we've got some Neil Gaiman news.
Yeah, he's got his fingers in a lot of pies, but not this one. It's been officially confirmed that once they've aired the already shot and partially edited Sandman Season 2, that's it. You get no more. They're not going to give Gaiman any more money. And
fair enough.
The director of the show has come out and gone, well, I didn't want to make any more than this anyway. I was planning to wrap the whole thing up here at Season 2.
Well, let's see if you actually close off all the stories or you leave stuff open.
Yeah.
We're never getting any more American Gods. We just needed one more episode.
Definitely not getting any more American Gods, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would say that, wouldn't you? You would say, we weren't planning on doing any more anyway. Because
Yeah.
what are they going to say at this point?
Yeah.
It's not good marketing to say, yeah, unfortunately, it will be incomplete and unfulfilling.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I had
Don't even
3
start
more
watching it
seasons
because you will
planned.
just be left hanging.
Yeah, we have really been screwed by
Yeah,
this. And
you
it's,
have a
and
better
it's gonna-
chance of getting fingered by the author of this than you are to see what the author intended you to see.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
real
sad
shame.
that's kind of true.
When is this out? I mean, I'm
Soon.
still going to watch it because
I saw
There's a
July
date.
3rd.
July
first
3rd,
season was
there you
very
go,
good.
a month. Yeah, actually, I went back and had a watch of it. Good. It pretty much just went along the books. They haven't really changed much.
I think the best
go.
adaptation of his stuff that there's been, I think.
I would probably agree in terms of certainly because American Gods was a very, very good show. But after the first
wasn't
season, they
really-
basically were just like, fuck the books.
Yeah.
Let's just write about these
Yeah.
characters now.
Right. And yeah.
I
Whereas
did
this-
see, though, that with this, there's only 2 episodes.
What?
Season 2 will release in 2 parts, with the first on July 3rd and the finale on July 24th.
I think 2 chunks of episodes, I think it means.
I don't know. It says, maybe release in 2 parts, so I don't know.
They do that with The Witcher as well.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Like,
I mean, unless that's all
they.
they filmed and they're like, that's what you're getting.
Let's stretch it out as much as we can.
Oh, that's not good either.
But he didn't want to work anymore anyway.
Neil.
No, that's right. He wasn't. He had no plans to make any more. Of this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
what you're saying.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
I
Neil
feel
Gaiman
this, and
definitely
I'm just
planned on
retiring.
working. He's just not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
He doesn't need
still-
to. That's the
I
point.
don't want to talk about Neil Gaiman anymore because I was about to go down the fact like he's been cancelled, and I still don't get it. But no,
Yeah. I mean, we've done this before. I don't understand how he's gotten so cancelled when other people who've done much worse have not. But, you know.
well, I think other people have been
Yeah.
cancelled to the degree.
I think the problem is he was one of us.
he was.
Yeah, I think
other
people
people
feel
been his
personally
undoing.
let down by this.
Yeah.
Like, remember at the start, like very early on, it was like Amazon going, "We'll refund any book you've purchased or anything." Like, just
it was like a bigger betrayal because
just
he
so
was-
quickly.
Yeah.
I liken this in a strange way to the J.K. Rowling cancellation because at the same time as like you could have just taken what she said with a grain of salt and moved on, and this whole
No,
thing
I
would
don't
never
think-
have happened.
We've
I
got
don't
some
think you
J.K.
can
Rowling
compare
news.
that though. I don't because J.K. Rowling, while people try to cancel it and are upset, she's still making a ton of money from the plays, the
Yeah,
books.
but also,
there's
didn't
another
hurt
television
anybody.
series coming out.
Yeah,
Like, but they didn't cancel any of her projects.
Yeah.
no,
They're still going ahead,
most
full steam
hated
ahead.
author on the planet other than Neil Gaiman.
But
They should fuck each other now.
they're still making everything though.
We've got some J.K. Rowling
true.
news. Do you want it in the main show or do you want to save it for the after party?
Well, we've mentioned her now.
So this article states, and I just find this very interesting
I
because
do too because I've
certain
read this now, and
she certainly would not phrase this the way that everybody is phrasing this. And I'm not to say that that she or anybody else is right or wrong, but the articles all say J.K. Rowling has founded using her Harry Potter millions to fund an anti-transgender organization. Mm-hmm. And I suspect
happened?
if she was to write the headline, it would say J.K. Rowling funds pro-women foundation.
she's
and-
putting money aside to help women who are discriminated against in the workforce.
Yeah,
But people are going,
and
just women?
Part of that is right. Part of that is that she, as we know, feels that men are pretending to be women to get away with shit because she's obviously got some kind of PTSD from her assault. That's I'm not a psychiatrist. That's my opinion
The problem
on
is
why
is-
she's gotten so fucking crazy about
the
this.
problem is I think there are people who are doing that, which is not helping.
No, because it's
situation.
every one of those is a data point for her.
But I also
Indication for
think
her.
that doesn't matter because when you're in the supermarket and someone's trying to hand you a flyer for Save the Pandas and you go no, and they go you don't care about the pandas, and it's not that I don't care about the pandas. It's just that not everyone can care about the pandas as much as you do. Like maybe I give to children's cancer, and I think that's more important, right? I think J.K. Rowling is perfectly within her right to set up a charity just for women if that's what she wants to do.
She's that's what I'm going to advocate for.
Yeah,
That's her
like
position.
she chose that years ago, and in fact, when this whole thing started, that's all she was saying. It's not now. She's made herself very clear. But at the start, that's what she was saying. She was like, no, I'm a feminist, and that means something very, very specific to me. So I'm not going to be advocating for trans rights. I'm advocating for women's rights, and I believe that they're separate. And everyone was like, well, you can't say that. She's like, well, I fucking can, and I'm a billionaire.
Well,
so
remember when originally she tried to be cancelled because she was turning like Dumbledore gay and things like this. Like,
and then those same people are now trying to burn her house down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is too, like, because the new cast of the Harry Potter show, which I don't know why they're doing, I guess for money is the answer.
Money.
But the Hermione
John
character,
Lithgow, Nick Frost.
She's a little bit brown, right? She's not snowy white. Yeah. She's a little bit brown. And people are like,
Snape
wonder what Joanna Rowling thinks about that. I'm like, mate, she never had a problem with like.
She's already spoken about that.
Like, she said,
she spoke about her hair, and that was it.
Yeah.
She has a very specific opinion about.
Yeah, but now everyone just thinks,
thing.
She must be bigoted about everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think she's actually spoken about that in the past. That she's never actually spoke about what race or color Hermione was. She
because people said
her frizzy hair.
People got annoyed because she said Hermione could be black, and they were like, "What?" Because in the play, I think they cast her black. Whatever. And Snape is a black man in the new series too. People being weird about that.
Yeah. But see, people are being weird about it for the wrong reasons too. People are going, he doesn't look anything like Alan Rickman. And it's like, he's not meant to look like Alan Rickman. That was just a different actor who played him. You're missing the point.
Yes. So anyway, this article, it's called the J.K. Rowling Women's Fund. And it's. I mean, I get why people take it the way they take it. But it's... I guess, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's not anti-trans, it's just pro-women in a way that...
It's definitely not anti-trans any more than it's anti-panda because it doesn't raise money for pandas. It just doesn't
fit with their thing, which I understand, and maybe I don't agree with all of it.
No, but I can understand why she wakes up every morning and goes, when did being a militant feminist make you accused of right-wing bigotry, the world changed around her.
Yeah. And as we said, she's a victim of some horrible things that have obviously I think I'm not a psychologist, but I think it's fairly obvious that had a very big impact on her opinions about these things. She's, I was going to say scared of men. I mean, I might as well. Yeah, maybe she just, she's suspicious of them. I think that's what it boils down to.
Well, you can see what I'm saying. Someone that she
loved
betrayed her.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't agree with...
Joanne, if you're listening, I would never hurt you like that. Call me.
Why are you hitting on J.K. Rowling?
I like J.K. Rowling. She's
You're trying to get us cancelled?
Nice. Not by J.K. Rowling.
What? Anti-trans?
Even just admitting you're not trans these days is considered anti-trans,
Yes, in some circles, I think so.
All right, let's end on something fun because that got deep.
Oh, yeah.
Let's head in bathwater.
Bathwater? All right.
All right. So, Matt,
I assumed this... No. I know you've opined on this particular celebrity.
Not interested whatsoever.
No, I'm with you. Okay, so we're talking about Sydney Sweeney, who is, she's fine.
I guess. Whatever.
I mean, okay. Let me clarify on that because I don't want it to sound like I'm just being a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, no. We had to say this over and
anything.
Over. Yeah.
I have not seen her act in anything. I have no opinion about that. But what I am aware of is that she has been put up on this pedestal as some people literally saying, "Oh, she's the fucking most beautiful woman in the world," and I don't see it. I just don't see it.
And as if she came into this room, she wouldn't even be the most beautiful woman in this room. You know what I mean?
say she's welcome in my room, but I'm just going to say,
Yeah.
I still keep going back to the thing is I think that the reason why she is being considered is because she's different to the normal Hollywood style at the moment.
Is
That
she
different?
Is she?
I don't know.
Because here's the thing, I saw
Breast
I
size.
saw the new Supergirl today, and I was like, "Oh, is that Sydney Sweeney?" And I'm like, "No, that's someone else." They all look the fucking same.
So
now.
maybe it's changing back. We're now going the other way.
Just to be clear, I'm not just talking about the tits. I'm just the whole thing.
No.
They're clones of one another.
I know.
No, I'm just talking about the tits.
She's beautiful, but she's just not. I just don't see why she's like.
I wouldn't call her beautiful. She's
Really?
fine.
Okay.
She's absolutely
No,
fine.
no, I've actually just
Yeah.
scrolled down. No, I'm okay with this. No, I'm back in.
Are you? Okay, you've seen the right thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I've scrolled down.
I mean,
There's
Really, I don't see it at all.
I just don't understand the.
I mean, in this
extent of
picture,
it,
sure,
I
but
guess.
she's been airbrushed to the point where she doesn't even look like a human being.
No, I've scrolled down. There's set of three
Oh, okay,
photos.
all right,
I'm
I'm
back
in. I'm back in. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
But
you're back in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's a hottie. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Those
but the
photos
point
just changed
is-
everything for me.
The point of this article is that she's jumping on the bathwater bandwagon,
Mm-hmm.
and she is teaming up with Dr. Squatch. Which do you have Dr. Squatch all over your feeds?
No,
Oh, Scotch
Australia?
all over my body? No, I don't know who Doctor.
It's a
Scott
probably will
is.
after
it's like-
this though.
Soap and
Yeah.
deodorant,
Okay.
men's soap and deodorant
Oh,
brand.
yeah.
That's all over the place here. And she's teamed up with them to make 5,000 bars of soap that
Please no
contain
use.
her bathwater.
Okay.
And the slogan is,
that.
"Hello, you dirty boys. Are you interested in my body wash?"
Yep.
Yeah, I won't be buying this,
No, neither will I.
but good on her.
Yeah,
As I've said, when Belle
Yeah,
Delphine
cash
is trying
in.
to sell her bathwater, go for it.
I put her
in.
in the same category as I put Belle Delphine, which is like
Fine.
not interested, except
What
that
happened
like
to Belle Delphine?
I mean,
Just
people lost interest, presumably.
she made her money and people lost interest and she went away.
I mean, maybe she's just
good on her if that is what happened.
this.
Hopefully
this,
she doesn't have
the
any,
comment on the article: a complete cash grab. Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
every business
Yes.
is a complete cash grab.
I don't think there's anybody in the world who thinks this is not a cash grab. They're selling Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. What are you talking about?
It's like, that goes without saying, doesn't it?
They're not even trying to pretend this is anything other than a cash grab.
Yes.
No, but you could say Coca-Cola's a complete cash grab. IBM. Like, these people aren't doing it for the fun of it.
But if Coca-Cola were like, we've got 5,000 bottles of Coke that contain Sydney Sweeney's bathwater.
If you don't think people would be all over that shit, then you're fucking deluding yourself.
But yeah, so what? Yes, it is. Good on her.
When you Google Sydney Sweeney, has Sydney Sweeney ever been nude? I assume you mean in films, because
Anyway, if you want some Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap, go to Dr. Squatch's website, I guess, and
we'll go to
sign
Matt's
up.
house because he's probably got
And
some.
if you want any of my bathwater,
I was only able to snap
patreon.com
up 4,999 of
/multiple
them.
nerdgasm.
I don't think there's any human being on the planet that if they said, "Do you want liquid filth from my body?" Like, there's a lot of people I really admire that I would
from
still
your
say
body?
that I would still say nah. If Joanna Rowling
I-
was like, "Do you want to drink my bathwater?" I'd be like, "Nah," but still call me.
No, I'm saying if you have Patreons, if they want my bathwater, I will go out of my way to have a bath because I don't like baths, but I'll do it for you.
I wonder if Sydney Sweeney likes baths.
Yeah. Has she
Probably
ever
does.
been nude?
I don't get baths. It's weird.
It's like a,
Why do you
like
ever
a
sit in your filth?
it's like Luke soup.
Yes. What's that?
I need a Luke soup. Yeah.
Maybe there's a soup company Sydney Sweeney can.
You know, we
Team up
could
with.
we could
Campbell's
move this-
Sydney Sweeney soup. We can move this to the after party.
Yeah. I mean, there's a hot tub in the after party. We could settle into that and put the jets on.
How do you get there?
Oh, you go to multiplenerdgasm.com and follow the links, or you go to patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm.
I'll see you there.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.